In the village of Ijele, there lived a young man named Obinna. Obinna was quite an reserved man, living alone in a small hut at the edge of the village. The only close friend family he had was his old grandmother, who lived in a neighboring village called Elu. Every market day, Obinna would make the journey to visit her. One sunny market day, Obinna visited his grandmother. She was overjoyed to see him and gave him a large bag filled with dried meat and foodstuffs. The bag was so heavy that it made Obinna walk slowly. By the time he returned to Ijele, it was late and he was very thirsty. When he reached his hut, he tried to drink water from his pot, but it was infested with ants. With no other choice, he decided to go to the stream for fresh water. That night, Obinna walked briskly to the stream, his thirst driving him forward. As he was filling his water container, he felt a gentle touch on his shoulder. Startled, he turned around to see a beautiful maiden with shimmering scales. She smiled at him and introduced herself as Onyinye. Her presence was mesmerizing, and Obinna felt a strange sense of peace. Do not be afraid, Obinna, Onyinye said softly. I am here to protect you, but you must promise never to tell anyone about me. Obinna nodded, unable to speak. That night, Onye stayed with him and they talked for hours. Before she left, she warned him again not to reveal her existence to anyone. Obinna returned to his hut, his heart filled with an inexplicable joy, and soon fell asleep. However, the next morning, his joy turned to confusion and fear. Obinna woke up to find his belly swollen. He cried out in alarm, feeling something moving inside of him. He remained inside his hut, eating the dried meat his grandmother had given him. But as the days passed, the food ran out and he had no choice than to venture outside. Obinna started sneaking out to gather fruit, hoping to avoid the curious eyes of the villagers. One day, while he was picking fruit, a palm wine tapper noticed him. The tapper informed some of his friends, and soon the news spread like wildfire. The villagers whispered about Obinna, and children pointed at him in wonder. The elders of Ijele were deeply concerned. They summoned Obinna to question him about his condition. Obinna, what has happened to you? Asked the chief elder, his voice filled with concern. Is this a blessing or a curse? Obinna sat silently, his eyes downcast. He did not know what to say. The others gave him 5 days to provide an explanation or he will be banished from the village. That night, Obinna went to the stream and cried out to Onyinye. Onyinye, show yourself. What have I done to deserve this? Please take this burden away. Onyinye appeared, her face filled with sorrow. Do not worry, Obinna. I will protect you, trust me. Relieved, Obinna returned to his hut. 5 days later, he was summoned again. The others demanded answers, but Obinna remained silent, waiting for Onyinye to come to his aid. When she did not appear, the villagers began to chant and sing derogatory songs, so they chased him away. Suddenly, Onyinye appeared. Stop, she commanded. The child inside Obinna is a blessing, not a curse. She will be a great warrior and save this land. Anyone who harms him will face my wrath. The villagers stopped in their tracks, terrified of Onye's power. They apologized to Obinna and escorted him back to his hut, treating him like a king. His grandmother came to care for him, and Obinna's spirit lifted once more. One rainy night, Obinna felt his first contraction. The earth seemed to tremble as he knelt down, crying out in pain. With the help of his grandmother, he gave birth to a daughter with skin as radiant as the sun. The next morning, the entire village celebrated the birth of the child. They named her Chizoba, meaning God protect us. Chizoba was not an ordinary child. Even as a baby, she possessed a fierce spirit. She was always angry, and other children were scared of her. At the age of 5, she became a warrior, fighting her peers and even those older than her. The villagers praised her, lifting her up in excitement. Obinna, however, felt increasingly lonely. His grandmother has passed away, and Chizoba spent all her time with the warriors. Desperate for companionship, he began visiting Onye at the stream every evening. He begged her to take him under the river to see her people, but Onye always diverted his attention to other parts of the river. Chizoba turned 18 and a great war loomed on the horizon. The neighboring village of Nkuma threatened to destroy Ijele. Angered and determined to protect her home, Chizoba sought the king's blessing to lead the warriors into battle. With her leadership, they marched to the battlefield and fought bravely. The village of Ijele triumphed over Nkuma and Chizoba was hailed as a hero. Returning home, Chizoba was celebrated by the entire village, but her father Obinna was nowhere to be found. Furious, she went to the stream to confront Onyinye. Onyinye, show yourself. Where is my father? She demanded. Onyinye appeared, her face calm. Your father now belongs to the river. You can join us if you wish. Now that your mission is complete. Never, Chizoba shouted. I will not join you. A fierce battle ensued between Chizoba and Onyinye. They fought tirelessly for 3 days and nights. Eventually, Chizoba defeated Onyinye and brought her father back to the village. But Obinna was never the same again. He now became deaf and dumb, a shadow of his former self. Chizoba, though triumphed in battle, was deeply troubled by his father's condition. Obinna, once a strong and vibrant man, now sat silently, unable to communicate with anyone. The villagers, who once celebrated Chizoba's victories, now whispered about her father's fate. Determined to restore her father, Chizoba sought the counsel of the village wise woman, Nena. Nena was known for her knowledge of ancient remedies and her connection to the spirit world. Chizoba hoped that Nena would provide some answers. Nne, please help my father, Chizoba pleaded. He has been cursed by Onyinye and now he is deaf and dumb. Nena looked at Obinna, her eyes filled with sympathy. Child, this is no ordinary curse. Onyinye is a powerful mermaid, and her magic is not easily undone. But there may be a way. Chizoba's heart lifted. What must I do? You must embark on a journey to the sacred grove, Nina explained. There, you will find the spirit tree. It is said that the spirit tree has the power to heal any ailment. But be warned, the path to the grove is treacherous, and many have failed. Determined to save her father, Chizoba set out on her journey. She packed provisions and weapons, prepared for the challenges ahead. As she walked through the dense forest, she encountered various creatures, some friendly and others hostile. One evening, while resting by a tree, Chizoba met a young hunter named Ebuka. Ebuka was impressed by Chizoba's bravery and offered to accompany her to her journey. I've heard of the spirit tree, Ebuka said. My grandfather spoke of it. Together, we can overcome any obstacles. Grateful for the companion, Chizoba accepted Ebuka's offer. The two traveled together, facing numerous challenges. They crossed raging rivers, climbed steep mountains, and fought off wild beasts. Along the way, they grew close, their bond strengthening with each trial they overcame. One night, while camping under the stars, Chizoba confided in Ibuka about her fears. I worry that I will fail and my father will never be the same. Ebuka placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. You are the strongest person I've ever met, Chizoba. We will succeed. As Chizoba approached the tree, her heart pounding, she placed her hand on the trunk and closed her eyes, praying for her father's healing. As she did, she felt a warm energy flowing through her, filling her with hope. Spirit tree, please heal my father, she whispered. The tree glow intensified and Chizoba felt a surge of power. She opened her eyes to see a small vial of glowing liquid appear in her hand. It was the tree's essence, the key to her father's recovery. Grateful, Chizoba and Ebuka began their journey back to Ijele. They traveled quickly, eager to heal Obinna. When they arrived, Chizoba rushed to her father's side and gave him the essence to drink. Obinna's eyes widened as he drank the liquid slowly. His color returned and he began to speak. Chizoba, my dear daughter, thank you. Tears of joy streamed down Chizoba's face and she embraced her father. The villagers witnessing the miracle rejoiced. Obina's recovery was celebrated with a grand feast, and Chizoba and Ebuka were hailed as heroes. With her father healed, but still bearing the emotional scars of her ordeal, Chizoba knew that her journey was not yet over. She needed to find a way to ensure that Onye would never harm her family or her village again. Chizoba saw the wisdom of Nina once more. Nne, Onye's cause may be lifted, but her threat remains. How can I stop her for good? Nina's face grew serious. There is only one way to permanently defeat Onye. You must retrieve the Heartstone from the depths of the river. It's a powerful artifact that can bind her magic and protect you and your village. The river is a dangerous place, Chizoba. You will need all the help you can, she said firmly. Chizoba agreed and set on the journey. Determined, Chizoba and Ebuka were pressed on, diving deeper into the river. As they swam, they encountered Onye's sisters, fierce and formidable mermaids. A fierce battle ensued, with Chizoba and Ebuka fighting violently against the powerful creatures. Despite their strength, Chizoba and Ebuka were driven by a sense of justice and love for their people. With every strike, they drew closer to the Heartstone. Finally, after a grueling struggle, they reached the sacred artifact, glowing with an ethereal light. Chizoba grasps the Heartstone, feeling its power surge through her. She turned to face Onye, who watched in fury and disbelief. Onye, your reign of terror ends now, Chizoba declared. With the Heartstone in hand, she chanted an ancient incantation that Nina had taught her. The river roared, and powerful force enveloped Onye. No, Onye screamed as the Heartstone magic bound her path. The river's current swept around her and she was drawn into its depths, her magic neutralized. With Onye's defeat, the river calmed and a sense of peace settled over the land. Chizoba and Ebuka emerged from the water triumphant. They returned to Ijele, where the villagers greeted them with cheers and tears of joy. Obinna, now fully recovered, embraced his daughter. You have saved us all, Chizoba. Your bravery and strength are unmatched. Chizoba smiled, her heart filled with pride and relief. The threat of Onye was gone, and the village was saved. The elders of Ijele honored her and Ebuka with the highest accolades, and a grand celebration was held in their honor. I've come to the end of this amazing story. I hope you did enjoy it. For my returning subscribers, a big thank you. If this is your first time of stumbling into